Okay, so this is the chalant era. This is the chalant era. This is the time where you say, this is my time. And when I say chalant, is that I'm talking about myself here, okay? You can relate to me as much as you'd like, but I'm talking about myself. I've been nonchalant for a lifetime. For a lifetime. And I know myself very well. I am someone in real life, they're very, very, very resourceful. And you can call it whatever you want, but I'm going to call it resourceful. And I'm here to give some of my resources that I go by. And maybe rich me would not do what I'm doing now, but I am still going to talk about what would help me be better, tricks and things that will make my life easier, basically, or make it harder, but it's still a trick. Okay? So it is time for you to be chalant. Life is meant to be felt. Life is meant to be felt. Meaning, I am going to express every fiber of my being from now on. And if you want me to express it more, then follow along, please. And if you see any of the things that I express helps you out, please let me know. Let me know, because I am deciding to be chalant. I want people on here who are chalant as well. And I am tired of hiding. I am tired of hiding. I am here to remind you that life is on the other side of embarrassment. Life is on the other side of the shame, okay? And I don't know, like when I get to the parts where you actually understand, I don't know why I wouldn't share that. Like, I think for most of my life, I think I would be ashamed to say those for many, many, many reasons, but I think they would help you actually. And I'm going to talk about them. I actually numbered them right now. And I'm going to talk to you about the trip because this is a trip, okay? So, you're traveling, okay? You're traveling. This is for resources for travelers, solo travelers. This is resources for who? For solo travelers. I am known to be resourceful. I am known to be resourceful because I have been through so many things in my life that your brain cells wouldn't comprehend. How did this person find a way? My whole being and my whole system is that I will find a way no matter what, no matter how, no matter what. And so I came up with a few resources on my solo traveling, and I want to share them because they can benefit you too. And I am here to benefit you. It is not about me. I have no benefit here. I really want to help. If I can help in any way, it is here. It starts here with things that I do in my daily life. Okay? So let's get to the bottom of this, okay? So, what I want you to remember as a solo traveler, one thing I did first, I'm in Lima and I want to go to Arequipa. Arequipa. I'm currently in Arequipa. Okay? I was in Lima. I'm going to tell you what I did from Lima to Arequipa so you can understand the storylines of what I did. Okay? Being resourceful. I had a bag that is a checked-in bag. All right? I was like, okay, if I'm going to continue traveling from one place to another, then I need to not have a checked-in bag. And I have a backache. Like, carrying things for the longest time is something that is very painful. It's very painful. So if you don't want to carry something on your back, and definitely you don't want a checked-in bag, you obviously want a cabin bag, right? But for someone who is a girl, let's say, you can't just carry 2 outfits. What do you do? What do you do? Okay, so first of all, what I did in this situation is that I'm not going to buy a new cabin bag when I have a checked-in bag. So I thought, okay, I want to switch it. I don't know how. I don't know who. All I know is that I'm going to switch it. So I go to this cafe. I meet an amazing woman. She's the founder. From one subject to another, I mentioned that I have a bag that I want to switch. She's like, oh, you know what? I'll take the bag and I'll buy you a smaller bag, like a cabin bag. She was such a kind woman to do so. Like, I can't even comprehend. But thankfully, I already had the intention that I'm going to switch it no matter how, no matter who. Like, I just had this in the back of my mind. Okay? So you have to have the intention. She graciously went and she asked me, like, I wouldn't mind if she brought me any cabin bag, because all I wanted is to switch it, because that other checked-in bag also, That's a story for another day. But I wanted to get rid of it and I wanted to have a cabin bag. So I wouldn't mind if she got any cabin bag, but then she offered me to like go with her and pick the cabin bag. And I was like, okay, that's very nice of you. Why not? That's one thing. We switched it. Resolved. Problem resolved. I have a cabin bag. Okay. Now, the second problem is that I had, the makeup remover. It's more than 100 millimeters, so that wouldn't fly with me. So I went to Dollarama store. I got these bottles, these bottles that you just pour in less than 100 millimeters, and you're good to go. I also have like the water for my eye contacts. Yeah. So I also have the water of my eye contacts, and these are also over like 300 milliliters. So I had to also buy extra from like a dollar store in Lima, Peru, where I could just find those smaller ones. Because guys, you know how they be acting these flights. So talking about being resourceful, number one, have an intention. Think of something. Always being resourceful is think of something that you want to do. Part of me is a little bit upset because I've been recording this whole thing and then my storage said it's full, but we're still gonna repeat it because I'm here to give you the deets. I'm here to benefit you. I'm here to help you out. Let's make sure it's recording. Wait, let's make sure it's recording because there's a part of me that's like scared. Okay. Okay, it's recording. We deleted some apps for you guys. We deleted some apps so that I can continue to help you out. So for all my solo travelers, I bottled up my makeup remover, my contact lenses. All of them were over 100 milliliters. So I had to put everything in a smaller pack and put it inside of my bag. Oh my gosh, I'm a little upset that the storage. Okay, we got this. Okay, problem solved. Problem solved. I have a bag that doesn't need to be checked in and can go in the cabin. I got rid of some of the clothes that I had, of course, but that's on getting to the new version of me. That's part of the game. Getting the new version requires to let go of certain things in life, right? So the next thing that I did after that is that I needed to change money, right? I needed to change my money. So the banks, how they are, they're always trying to maximize their profit. And as someone who is resourceful, I always try to think of some ways to do anything at any time. How can I exchange my money in the least possible way? So instead of going to exchange places or going to the bank or going to an ATM, I went to a normal store, and I would just ask them, can I pay by card and you give me cash? They're usually going to say yes, and their percentage is going to be way lower. So for 100 soles, they're going to take 4 soles, for example. The bank is probably going to take like a 30, even more, way more. So that's another trick. I'm learning to be shameless about this. It's okay. I try to be resourceful with my money. Why not? First of all, that way you can use your credit card instead of your debit card. And second of all, you can have a smaller percentage of a fee, right? So instead of going to the bank or going to exchange places, they're going to take the most amount of fee. So for me, for someone who's resourceful, of course, I would go up to stores and I would ask them if they would accept if I would pay by card and they would give me cash. And some of the stores would accept that. And they would take 100 soles, let's say you're trying to get 100 soles, they would take 4 soles out of 100. The bank would probably going to take 30 or 40, like much, much more. Then on my way from Lima to Arequipa, my 3G went out, right? I don't want to download an app. I don't want to create an account. I don't want to waste my time. My time is precious. So I don't want to go to Claro, which is like the SIM card store. I want to do it. I want to find a way where I can do it right here, right now. How can I have 3G without having Wi-Fi? I was like, okay, I have an idea. Since like every country probably you can send money to the number. So I thought of like, why wouldn't I just ask the person next to me to send to the Peru number that I have money, and then obviously I'm gonna just recharge, just like have 3G. So I asked the person and they accept and they send me the money and now I have 3G and I didn't have to lift a finger. Like I really didn't have to. All I needed to do is just, it's a normal thing, like to talk. And problem solved. I didn't have to go to cloud. I didn't have to create an account. It's a lot of effort. The least amount of effort with the maximum return. And that's how we be resourceful. So anyways, I arrived to the city and I'm like, okay, I need to check in at 5 only, but I have the bags. I arrived at like 10 a.m. That's a lot of time to carry bags and I wanted to walk around. So I was like, okay, where am I going to leave my stuff? I don't want anybody to make me feel bad for leaving my stuff. I don't want to ask people around who don't feel good about keeping my stuff. So which is the place that will be so happy to keep my stuff? Talk about being resourceful. What do? We go to the information center, the center where they want to help you. They want you to have the most touristic experience. They want you to enjoy your time. So I went to the information center. They would tell you this is the place where they give you the maps. They tell you, okay, you can go visit here. I told her, my check-in is at 5 p.m. and I really need to leave my stuff. Would that be possible? She's like, of course. Like, they want to give you the best experience. They don't go to a hotel. Don't go to any other place. Go where you are cherished. This is how being resourceful as well. It's like, it has to be a win-win situation. It can't be just a win from your side, right? So that's where you go the next time that you want to leave your bag, when you have like bags with you and your check-in is a little late. That's for another day where I talk about check-ins on Airbnb, which some of them are pretty late. Anyways, the next resourceful things that you can do while traveling solo is when you're someone who's social, but also they cherish their privacy and their private life, and you can't do like being social all the time. Their social battery goes low. What I want you to do the next time is rent an Airbnb that is near the hostel, right? So, and it's kind of in nearly the exact price. Like I usually am able to find in the exact price range of the hostel, if that's what I'm looking for. Sometimes I'm not looking for that. But if that's what I'm looking for, then I will find something near the hostel. And whenever I'm feeling social, I would just go grab a drink in the hostel. And whenever I'm not feeling social, I would just be in my own Airbnb, having and doing my own work and my own thing. That is the next thing that you should do as a solo traveler. You learn a lot from other people. You learn a lot of places to go, things to do. Solo traveling is beautiful, but you do need to stay connected to people. So if you don't want to do the hostel experience, at least do half of it. And that is the way to be resourceful. I think I went over everything right now that are very, very important while solo traveling. These are the things that I've done from going from Lima to Arequipa. Now, I'm going to continue traveling and I have a lot of resources to tell you about because I've been traveling for quite some time and I have a lot of tips and tricks. So if you want to learn more, follow along. I will be sharing everything on the other side. So stay tuned for what's coming and I hope that helps. Take care, and if you want to see me again, subscribe. I am here to help you. I'm here to share all the deets, and not only about solo traveling, everything that I'm learning, because I want to benefit the public, not just myself. It's a win-win. Cheers.